So, M. Night Shyamalan has a new movie that comes out tomorrow, and I'm kind of done with theaters. I'm tired of being surrounded by strangers coughing and eating and talking while I watch movies. So I'll probably see it when it comes out on DVD. I am interested in it, and I try to see all of his movies. But the thing with M. Night Shyamalan is that his stuff. People say that the problem with his movies is that they're based on twists, and there's not the plot suffers because it's all just a build up for a surprise ending. And I really don't think that's the issue. Obviously he has never really had a movie that has hit as big as The Sixth Sense. He's had a lot of really great movies, but he's very hit and miss with me. Like, I loved The Sixth Sense the first time I saw it. The next 400,000 times I saw it, kind of lost its edge. I liked The Sixth Sense. I thought that was a neat idea. And a very good twist, and I really liked Signs. That's like my personal favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie. Signs and The Village are probably my two favorites, and those are both really cool ideas. And what I love about Signs is just the production aspect of it, that the way he just harkens back to all of the classic techniques of filmmaking. It's a brilliantly done film from a technical standpoint. The soundtrack is fantastic. Even the acting is great, even by America's favorite raving anti-Semite, Mel Gibson. Signs I absolutely loved, and I liked The Village a lot too. But a lot of his other stuff has been very hit and miss with me. Believe it or not, I actually enjoyed Lady in the Water. I didn't think it was a great film. It was just kind of like, I guess, the mood I was in at the time. It just kind of hit the spot. This kind of almost psychedelic fairy tale fable, sort of like fairy tale for grown-ups kind of thing. And I'm sorry. No! 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 Cats. Anyway, so the thing though with M. Night Shyamalan movies, to me, what kind of, I think, makes his movies very difficult to digest and makes his movies just really very unlikable in a lot of ways is this. It's not the twists, it's the premises that are very misleading. See, when we he presents his movies as being about the premise, and then it turns out that the premise is just a vehicle for the moral of the story, which is always the same. Bruce Willis is, the kid in The Sixth Sense can talk to dead people, and Bruce Willis is trying to psychoanalyze them and everything. Okay, that is a great premise, but it's really just an allegory for the importance of having a strong family unit. Bruce Willis may be unbreakable and invulnerable and invincible and all of that, but it's really just an allegory for the importance of having a strong family unit. The aliens are invading and are going to take over the world by spraying spores from their wrists, but it's really just an allegory for the importance of having a strong family unit. Everybody lives in this puritanical colonial era village that's contained in a clearing in the middle of a forest, and they're surrounded by bizarre creatures that hunt them, but it's really just an allegory for the importance of having a strong family unit. The trees are killing us somehow with some kind of airborne neurotoxin or something, but it's really just an allegory for having a strong family unit. There's a a glowing lady under the swimming pool, but it's really just an allegory for having a strong family unit, and on and on and on. It's the same thing. We keep, what gets you sucked into an M. Night Shyamalan movie is the premise, the idea. You want to go see that premise, and then of course, the twists are always fun too. I can usually figure out a twist ending. I mean, like, spoiler alert, but first time I saw Sixth Sense, I knew almost immediately that Bruce Willis was already dead because nobody else talks to him, almost the entire movie, and that was made it kind of obvious. I can usually figure out twists, so that's not as important to me. What I like are these really great ideas he has. He has these great ideas, these great concepts, but he spoils it as just making it a backdrop for some very mealy-mouthed, preachy kind of soapbox lessons on family values. And to me, that's, I think, what really, ruins it for a lot of people when they're watching an M. Night Shyamalan movie. And so that's kind of my 2 cents on the recent, it's not recent, but the decline in popularity of his movies. And it really comes back, what really got me thinking about it was there was a sketch on collegehumor.com recently called "No One Likes M. Night Shyamalan." That was kind of making fun of the cliches of his movies and how he's losing popularity and all that. And it really captured it, how the way his movies are marketed and presented, you want to go see a cerebral, intelligent horror film, and sometimes, or a kind of speculative fiction sort of thing, dystopian fiction sort of thing, and sometimes when he delivers on that, he delivers really, really well. I mean, he just really knocks it out of the park. But most of the time, these ideas are just barely explored. They're just suggested. Usually an explanation is never offered. Or never even explored because we're just trying to have this discussion of, or this presentation on the importance of having a strong family unit. And so I think that's kind of what gets everybody, is that his movies are so continually unfulfilling in that way. So that's that's what I've been thinking about lately, because we've got this movie, was it Devil, that's coming out that, I mean, from what I've seen of the trailers, I get the impression that it's going to be like about being stuck on an elevator with Satan or something like that, which sounds like a great premise. It's a great idea, but I just know that being stuck on an elevator with Satan is going to turn out to actually be an allegory for the importance of having a strong family unit. And, I think that's just going to kneecap what's already a great premise. And it's also, quite frankly, it's not going to make it very scary. The Sixth Sense was one of the few times where he was able to successfully integrate. The preachy family unit moral crap with this very strong story and this really dark, disturbing idea. The Sixth Sense, you can get into it, you can get into the mood of it. Signs, for me, is the same way. I mean, the atmosphere is just perfect. It's kind of like, it's a movie kind of like Blade Runner, where no matter how many times you see it, you can just see it to be sucked into that atmosphere and that feeling. And so, I really, I really like that. But God, I just can't get excited about his movies anymore for that reason. And no, I haven't seen The Last Airbender, but I didn't know he directed it, and I would not have wanted to see that even if I had known he had. In any event, yes, I am going to shave my beard fairly soon. It's gotten out of hand, and I'm starting to look like Billy Mitchell from The King of Kong, which that is completely unacceptable. In any event, ciao.